how's it going, JDM crew? John from JDM EXPO in once again, another Supra. This thing, it's pretty good actually. It's the SZR variant, but definitely very comfortable. Have a nice little Caro's Area Pioneer audio system here. It's also a Navi, so very good. Decent quality though, but I also think because right underneath me, sort of a little bit behind me, there's a little subwoofer slash amplifier thing. It's a low powered one, but it's just enough to kind of enhance the audio a bit, so that's pretty good. It's been a little chilly, but overall not too bad. And by the way, you might notice, watch this. Oh, well, I'm not going fast enough to really warrant using the 6th gear, but going about 35 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour-ish. Yeah, you got a 6-speed transmission. This isn't a twin turbo version though. This is definitely NA. Nothing wrong with that though. Actually, it might be a little bit better for longevity because it's not getting beat up on as much, but NA power is definitely good. It's definitely unique. Body kit, everything all around looks great. The paint is in surprisingly good shape. I'm not sure if they ever refreshed it or if they just took really good care of it. The dash is just fine. The interior is all right. Just a couple of holes though, because they had gauges installed in the past. I'm not sure if the previous owner just removed it, but it is what it is. There's also like, it's kind of like signs of a little bit of residue of, I guess they probably had like another gauge or something here or something. So, but overall, yeah, it's very comfortable. I do have coilovers on here, so it's not hurting me any though, so they definitely have it dialed in real well. We got Volk Racing rims all around, which I'll show you in a bit. Definitely like this. Very smooth though for NA. I don't know, usually I'll be driving 5 speeds though, but having a 6-speed, I like having that sort of middle RPM option. Just whenever you're between 2nd and 4th gear, certain speeds around different corners, you don't have to shift as much. So I think you have a little more control with a 6-speed, so I believe that's nice to have. But yeah, this is a 96, by the way, made in August. So once we get into the engine bay, I'll show you. You can look up those numbers if you're interested in additional details. Other than that though, most stuff appears to be stock. I mean, other than, okay, we got the audio deck. There used to be gauges around here somewhere. We do have a strut bar up front. We don't have one in the back, I believe, but we'll check. But you know, overall, like the response is really nice. You know, usually at least having a front strut bar helps with the getting some good feedback, and the chassis is not flexing as much up front, especially when you have a longer nose like the Supra has. And you might be wondering about how's the clutch. Well, the clutch feels OEM, so no problems with that. It's definitely comfortable going through all the gears and reverse, which by the way you have to pull up, get all the way over to go in reverse, so it's definitely a 6-speed here. There's even a little reminder sticker here saying just a little shift pattern there so you know what's going on in case you get lost. But yeah, the door panels, the vinyl, and even on like the headliner, everything is looking good. Just a little bit of wear on the driver's side, as you would expect from, you know, being driven. It's got about 106,000 kilometers here, almost just under 107,000 you know, kilometers, so shortly over 60,000 miles. Not really much to worry about. And definitely the maintenance, I don't have any knowledge of the records. You can check with our sales team though, but as it appears, everything seemed to be taken care of pretty nicely. Even like a fresher battery that they have up there, and they do have, now once we do the walk around, you'll see the headlights are in really great shape. So I don't know if they were replaced or if they just took good care of them and kept polishing them, you know, keep that oxidation off. Yeah, they just look really good. And the taillights look fine too, so yeah, for, you know, some of the stuff that you'd expect some wear and tear on, looks great. I've got Momo steering wheel here, which is a little bit worn, but still nice and comfortable. And this shift knob is actually a Razzo, so yeah, the JDM as it gets really for custom parts. Yeah, the upholstery, Looks fine. Driver's seat just looks a little bit more worn, you know, from actually being sat in. So, but it's not torn or anything like that. Rear seats look fine as well. And as you might realize with the Supra, not as much room for the people in the back if you happen to have more than 2 passengers. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I know you're not really going to be expecting too much in the way of performance with this, but I'll try to get through the RPM here in just a moment once we get a little bit clearer in the traffic so you can hear that. Though we do have a aftermarket exhaust, sounds good, but we have the stock airbox in the front, so not much more noise out of that. But overall, yeah, decent response, very smooth driving, and definitely enjoyable experience with the 2JZ, even though it's NA. And so, short gear ratio, so definitely accelerates really nicely, even for NA. So I would definitely say this helps the NA perform a lot better. Sounds good though. Well, give you guys the walk around on the outside. You're going to be pretty pleased with the exterior. We'll check it out. You have it, the interior here, and as you can see, it's a little dark, but looking pretty good. You have decent upholstery here. No tears, it's just definitely shows a little more wear, especially if you're looking on the driver's side. It's definitely been a good bit of sitting over the last 100,000 kilometers, but overall not too bad. Here we have the shifter, which is 6-speed, and it is a GetRag 6-speed transmission, so something that you see usually on the higher end twin turbo models, but even with this NA one, it's perfectly fine. It actually runs really nice. And here we got the Momo steering wheel, and got this mileage right there, 106,782. It'll be a couple more kilometers when I head back, but that's still not much. And overall, the dash seems to have had like a couple of extra gauges, like you see a couple of holes right there. A couple more on this side, so they did have some custom gauges that the previous owner probably just removed, or the dealer, not so sure. But other than that though, I mean, it's still fine. Door panels looking fine, and of course the rear seats a little bit cramped for you taller folks, but overall I mean, you can fit 4 people in here. And of course down there's like a little like 150 watt like mini sub pack, so it works in conjunction with this Carrozzeria Navi / audio deck, which has built-in hard drive, by the way. But a nice little Navi system there. And of course the mat showing a little wear, but something that you can easily replace if you want. I'll pop the hood and pop the trunk, and we'll continue looking around. Okay, we'll get to those in just a moment. And so as you can see, got that nice little divider attached to the top. Hydraulics working okay. We'll look underneath at these tools and stuff. The spare tire. I guess not. Guess you can cut that, Tim, if you like. Yeah, as you can see, I thought there was going to be the strut bar, but it doesn't have that in the rear here, so it's all good. But it does have a front strut bar, so you have at least a little bit better steering response, but maybe if you're cornering really hard, it's probably going to notice it. And here we go under the hood. As you can see, these headlights are fantastic, super clear. I don't believe they have an HID kit. Maybe they do. Oh, yep, they do. Yeah. So I was looking for the ballast and the wiring It's actually pretty neat, so very nice. And so yeah, this is the NA version. Any of you guys complaining about that? Well, I think a Supra is better than no Supra. We've got the info right there and right there. Whoops. So if you guys want to look up more info about this, it is made in August of '96. We do have coilovers all around, and I mean, they took pretty good care of this. It's really amazing. Pretty fresh. And for NA, you know, it's a little bit harder to beep up on, so you don't have to worry about it getting blasted by excess boost. Sounds good though with that exhaust, that silent high power. So overall, really good performing beast here. I mean, it's still 3-liter inline 6, so you definitely have plenty of oomph. If you guys have ever driven any inline 6, you know how fun they can be and they sound good. This is no exception. But definitely some NA reliability, some reliability in there, you know. Overall, really nice and well taken care of. Well, now that I got her buttoned up, everything is looking really good. I thought I'd give you guys a little walk around here so you can see the stance, see how those coilovers work with those Volks and this body kit here. But it looks pretty mean here. Look at that though, the clarity in the headlights. They have a really aggressive look to them. Nice projectors there and fog lights. And let's just have a look from the bottom there. And definitely that silent high power. It's an N1 style exhaust, so definitely sounds good. And you probably noticed that the lenses are looking pretty fine all around, just like I pointed out in the front. They took really good care of this, or I'm not sure if they refurbished them or replaced them or just, you know, polished them up and took good care of them. Overall, really nice. And you can see this paint. I know with the lighting it's a little bit difficult to see, but definitely it's got a really deep glossy shine, so I didn't even have to wax it to get that, so they took some really good care of this. Well, there you have it, folks. Another really fine example of a Supra coming through our inventory here. And if I didn't mention it enough earlier, just as a reminder, this is the SZR version of it. So it's got that 6-speed transmission, all that good stuff. Definitely interesting for a Supra. NA, you know, because usually the 6-speed you'd only be seeing in the higher end twin turbo version. So very interesting, you know, get rag transmission, very nice 6-speed. Feels good, you know, nice and firm. OEM clutch, so it's like nothing crazy there, but then again, you don't have the really high power levels to really need more, but it's comfortable. And with that suspension and everything, it definitely feels really firm on the road, but decently forgiving, so you're not really rupturing any kidneys while driving over bumps. So definitely a good time. And if you're interested in this or any other vehicles, make sure to forward your questions to our sales team. Email info@jdm-expo.com. They'll be able to answer your questions about this or any other vehicles, about the process, or anything you need to know. You can also direct message on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All those will go to our sales team. They'll be able to get back to you within about 24 hours. So just fire away any questions you might have about that. And yeah, this definitely is looking really good. I know people have mixed feelings about NA, but I think this is just fine. Really great 2JZ and really well taken care of. Really nice to see. Alright guys, that's it for now. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.